It's strange, isn't it? Because I started having my first out sexual experiences with men when I was in my mid-20s, because before I was doing it terrified behind the, but not talking about it in the dark or whatever. Sounds weird. On Hamster. But so it's almost that you have to then go back to being what straight people have. I've never had sex with a woman, so I wasn't sleeping with anyone, but you have to like learn how to have sex in your mid-20s, which is so weird.
Yeah.
That actually I had to shed a lot of it would have been kind of like, sex between men is gross, or like this is, do you know, it's that weird thing. Like, I don't know if you struggled with it when you first started hooking up with guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
It's a lot of learning, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because still dealing with like internalized homophobia that probably took me years to get rid of, if I've got rid of it all at all. But yeah, it used to be like after you'd finished, go, I need to get out of here. This is fucking gross.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's not a very emotional thing to start with. It's more of a transaction.
Yeah, it was transactional. And then it was, start challenging myself on that. Like, just, you're all right. Like, you've not done anything wrong.
Yeah. Did you find it hard to emotionally allow somebody in when you first came out?
No, because I got into a relationship like early on after coming out, for good or for ill. But I think that definitely helped me kind of normalize gay sex and relationships and things like that. So I don't know. Looking back, I would probably advise myself not to get into a relationship pretty much straight after coming out, but I do think that helped me a lot with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I learned a lot from dating someone, and I personally came out when I had a boyfriend because there was safety in doing it with somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think that although you said that maybe it's not something you would do again, I think in the sense of feeling safe with someone and exploring sex with someone, that might have been a good thing for you at that time.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It certainly stopped. I guess it got me out of the transactional sex stuff, and the hookup stuff, which obviously has its place. But I guess when you come into terms with your sexuality and trying to kind of be okay with who you are, that I think dehumanizing a part of yourself by doing that isn't probably good for you long term.
So when you first came out, what was your way of meeting men? What would you turn to?
Grindr.
Was it Grindr?
Yeah.
Were you a headless torso?
Grindr, yeah, headless torso. I think once I came out, I just there was a face on it.
All right,
so I was like, I'm gay now.
Yeah.
So I can go on it. And I used to go to, there was a nightclub in Leeds called Mission 2. It's shut now. But when I used to go in there, which at first I going on my own, which was horrifying when I think back. I must have stuck out like a sore thumb. I mean, like, I'm big anyway, but I just stood there like, I don't know what to do. And I remember going, and the bouncer like stopped me and going, "You do know this is a gay bar?" And I was like, "Yeah, please don't talk to me. I just want to go in."
Was this before you were?
No, this was after I came out.
After
like,
you
it
came
would
out,
just go, "Yeah, do you know this is a gay bar?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm trying to go in and move."
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit of a weird time, really. Like, it all seemed to have happened so fast. But yeah, Grindr or meeting people in person or.
Did you find it fulfilling?
No, like, no, it was, but I also didn't care. I don't think it was like freeing, I guess, but not fulfilling. Like, I wasn't getting anything meaningful out of it. Or maybe I was in that I was finally doing what I wanted to do and with people that I wanted to do it with. Maybe not in retrospect, but at the time. So, yeah, I think I remember speaking, like, I've had lots of therapy since, and I remember talking about like that period, and the therapist was like, when gay men come out later in life, it's like someone's fizzed up a bottle of Coke and then let the lid off, and he just goes, pff, and you just got to let it happen, like,
yeah.
So I think that was my Coke fizz time.
Yeah. What would have been more challenging though about that period for you compared to somebody else is that you were then thrust into the limelight as a sort of gay sports star.
Yeah.
So then people knew you. So therefore, it's not just, oh, I'm attracted to this guy I saw stood alone in the bar. it's I'm going to go and talk to Keegan Hirst and see if I've got a chance with him. So then for you, did you know that was some people's thought patterns and that kind of made you feel a bit uncomfortable?
Yeah, so there was a few months between me coming out kind of privately and then publicly. And then once I'd come out publicly, I remember my mate saying to me, you are literally someone's like fantasy, as in like a porn search, you know, rugby player. And I remember saying to him, I don't give a fuck. Like if I'm getting laid and like everybody's a winner. But it did become, which is great hypothetically, but then it did become very apparent. This is going to sound like I appreciate this coming from a very privileged position as I say this, but like it just became very apparent that people just wanted to fuck me just to say, you know, fuck a rugby player, fuck Keegan Hirst, whatever it was. Then I don't think that's the case now. I mean, I've been in a relationship for 3 years, so I don't, you know, that's not really a thing now. But I think then, and it at first it was like, yay me, I can, you know, shag who I want and do what I want. But then it became quite, I remember saying, I'm not a piece of meat. You know, there's more to me than that, and it became very. I felt it more transactional then. After it was like that felt very transactional.
Right.
So yeah, that made me quite wary of. Well, it did after a while. I think at first I was just like, I'm not bothered. Attention, give me attention. And then after it, the thing is that I had like 2 young kids then when I came out. They were 3 and 7. So at all points I was, you know, I'm a man with 2 young children, and I can't just go off and be a party boy or, you know, do whatever I want. There was always, which I think I resented at the time, was like, felt a bit unfair. You know, why am I not getting to go and explore everything I want to do without any kind of rules or strings attached? But the flip side of that is I was afforded a lot of privileges and got to do a lot of things and meet a lot of people and stuff because of that. So it's like you got to take the rough with the smooth. But yeah, that I was aware of that, and it wasn't a problem at first. But then I was like, yeah, this feels a bit cheap.
You must have got yourself in some situations where guys fell for you quite easily.
I don't know. It's probably the other way around in the early days.
Really?
Yeah, I think I felt like I was. Anyone who showed me any attention, I was like Google-eyed and.
Wow.
Yeah, I was probably like a bit of a romantic at heart, so I was just like, oh, we're going to slot into a relationship and everything's going to be like. I think as well because I was kind of very stuck in that heteronormative. This is how life is. You end up in a relationship and and that. I think I was still very much, you know, I'm just going to swap out my ex-wife for a man and basically life will go on as it is, which was obviously very naive of me. But so I think I was